Orbo's Odyssey is a 3D platformer that flew under everyone's radar. I mean, 1,500 reviews? Come on, people. The movement is blazing fast, the music is amazing, and whatever you do not stand next to the monolith. I thought 100%ing the game would be pretty easy. Maybe get a few collectibles, beat the game, but then there is terminal velocity, beating all of the developer times for each of the 4 time trials, which was significantly less easy. But let's start off with how most of my mornings go, waking up with no arms and needing to open the door, which leads me to my first achievement, Call to Arms, where I need to gather 5 gears in each of the 4 levels to open the door to leave my boss's office, starting with Monolith Station. To get my first gear, I have to complete the time trial, which later I'll have to cut my time of 23 seconds down to only 12, which future me is going to absolutely hate. But after collecting my first gear part, I go to pick up some purple dots for the next gear part and discover how fast the movement in this game is going to be. Ooh, that was cool. And so after picking up the second gear part, I unlock the massive door and discover the beautiful outdoors. Ooh, pretty. Which of course has another gear, where I found the final switch to open the final chamber and get the 4th gear. And I was just having so much fun, I kicked a random guy into a pit of infinite torture for the final gear part. Just murdered a man. But don't worry, he becomes very important later on. And just like that, I get my first arm segment and head into the next level, Sleepy Time Manor, where I commit a crime against humanity by blowing the head off of a gnome and pillage a gear part from its corpse. Oof. I then go to show off my skills by doing the time trial, and just watch these sick skills I got. Wow, that was great. I think I absolutely nailed it. Eventually, I was able to reach the end of the time trial, but my gameplay looks like Grandpa's first time playing a video game. And so to make myself feel better, I start robbing graves. Ooh. Only to find the Dracula PNG BDSM dungeon, patent pending, which of course contains a gear, because why not? And a key that I don't really want to know what it goes to. Thankfully, the key is just to a hidden door, which contained the final gear part of the level. Thank God. Now the next level, Dunbarrow Mines, it was during this level I actually felt like I was improving at the game. The movement felt smoother and a lot more fluid. And I beat the time trial pretty quickly to get my first gear part. After talking to this mysterious man, I learned he wanted to eat some uranium-235. And so I happily obliged, fed it to him, and he gave me a key to the next area, which had a terrifying looking head and 2 gear parts for eyes. How cute. Why are you like horrifying? And the final gear part was simply waiting for me by the exit, so it was pretty quick. And the last level, Schlarp City, went by pretty quick now that I have a good grip on the movement. In the city, you have to knock down 5 Draculas for a special surprise at the end. I grab my first gear at the center of town, then complete the time trial for the second one. Grab that gear, and the third one at the top of the tower, and I open the door to the secret room, which has a gear and a Dracula dance party. How fun! That means I have earned all of the possible gear pieces and earned the Call to Arms achievement. I've done it! Call to Arms, finish engineering the prosthetic arm. With my new arm intact, I'm able to open the door and finally leave, only to get pulled into an HR meeting, which goes the way I think all of them do, with you having to fight to the death. And honestly, this boss fight was very easy and kind of disappointing. And I got my next achievement, Attitude Adjustment, which also means I've beaten the game and completed Orbo's Odyssey. And oh wow, look, there's also a massive subscribe button in the sky. But that isn't even half the achievements in the game. It's time to go tidy up some odds and ends before suffering through all of the time trials. Up first on the docket, knocking over all the cute little dog cutouts on Schlarp City, where the achievement, You Monster. This wasn't too hard, and finding all of them was pretty easy. Alright, I found 2. I love the dominoes though. Great sound effect. That's awesome. You Monster. Knock over every dog in Schlarp City. Up next is the achievement for becoming the vessel. You have to become the vessel for some divine angels, as one does, of course. So I found a secret area in Sleepy Time Manor. Ooh, talked to some god. And picked up my first obol fragment. The second one I found was in Dunbarrow Mines, which just took forever to find because it was up and out of the map and far behind a pillar in a zone of death. Awesome. This one had shadow demons that attack you. Hey. Why is this a horror game now? What's the deal with this? I don't like it. So once I grab that obol fragment, I get the hell out of there. The final fragment, located in Schlarp City, took me about 20 minutes to find it, but eventually I stumbled upon it. Oh, sneaky. Once I walked past the totally not weird painting and grabbed the final obol fragment and become the vessel, collect all obol fragments. I also get the achievement, I'm coming. The game decides to add an SCP that hunts you down, uses tentacles to grab you, and then send you to the Shadow Realm where Orbo experiences horrors beyond his imagination. Awesome. Then I had to head to the monolith to return to nothing, whatever that means. What is happening? What is this game? What? Anyway, it's time to go eat Chef Jet's delicious ham, which I found outside of the HR meeting room in a secret area. That's a really cool secret. I like that. What's in here? Ooh, show me his hole. Ooh, ham. Delicious ham. Enjoy Chef Jet's delicious special. Now for the most obscure achievement in the game, the dev room. To gain access, you need 2 symbols from the weird symbol machine, and then you need to talk to the guy that you kicked in the meat grinder before. Remember I said he would come back? And you need to jump, and as you are falling, you need to talk to him so you teleport below the pit. I totally found this all by myself and did not use a guide. Please, round of applause. Thank you. But I still had the true final boss of the game to beat. Terminal Velocity, the hardest achievement in the game, with you needing to beat the insanely fast developer time trials. I knew this was not going to be easy. Starting with Monolith Station, I finished with a time of 20 seconds. Not too bad. Now I just need to shave another 8 seconds off and beat the time trial in 12 seconds, which is actually quite a lot of time in this game. And so, try after try, I was only able to shave a couple of seconds off of my time, so I have to learn the only mechanic that can actually help me go any faster, the hyper dash. So this was me before learning it, and this is me now. Oh, still need to shave half a second. Now, I don't really know about you, but that seemed pretty darn fast to me. And after an hour of the same map, I finally beat my first developer time. 551. Finally. That was so difficult. So difficult to do. With my newfound God Gamer skills, I head back to Monolith Station to take my revenge. Oh my god, I'm cracked. Now, Sleepy Time Manor was very difficult. There is not a ton of ground to b-hop off of, and there are these massive gaps that are very, very easy to fall into. But after yet another about an hour of attempts, I finally got this run. That it? Oh, that's it. Boom. The final level to 100% the entire game is Schlarp City, which is even more difficult than all of the maps before because of the tight corridors and small gaps you have to launch yourself through at Mach 10, which is not as easy as it looks, I promise you. Man, I just threw it so hard. But after a while, I finally got the perfect run. Oof, there we go. Terminal velocity. Defeat all of the developer ranks. Oh my god, that was so difficult. Jesus. Just like that, I 100%ed Orbo's Odyssey. This game was an absolute blast. It only took me about 4.5 hours to 100% the entire thing, and it only costs about $2 when it's on sale. So if it looks good to you, pick it up, but just don't look at the monolith. Subscribe for more, and thank you for watching.